Speaker, thank you for the opportunity to move this motion to thank the President of the Republic of Ghana for his presence here yesterday, the 8th day of March 2023, to deliver to us a message on the state of the nation. Mr. Speaker, I combed through our rules book and it became apparent to me that we do this as a matter of convention because, Mr. Speaker, Order 58 provides that Mr. Speaker will convey the gratitude of the House to the President upon delivery of a message on the state of the nation in accordance with Article 67 of the 1992 Constitution. Mr. Speaker, in yesterday's statement, before us in this hallowed chamber, Mr. President made an honest assessment of our country's situation and sought for the support of all in addressing it with hope and confidence. Mr. Speaker, he dutifully did so, but by coming out with all the facts regarding the state of the economy as he met it and the effort made by his government so far and the future we have ahead of us. Mr. Speaker, Mr. President emphasized that we need to work together as a nation. And it is at the heart of this that I've moved this motion for us to thank Mr. President with emphasis on 5 key areas. First, Mr. Speaker, I will deal with the state of the economy. Second, deal with the claim that this government has recklessly borrowed and misused the proceeds. Third, I will deal with the massive road expansion Ghana has seen under this government. And fourth, emphasize investment in building the requisite human resource to support Ghana's transformation. And finally, Mr. Speaker, I will underscore the emerging revival of Ghana's economy. But it is important, Mr. Speaker, to indicate that prior to the coming into office of the MPP administration, we have a certain state of the Ghanaian economy. And during the campaign, MPP did not only engage in sloganeering, but outline its alternative policies. And these alternative policies included free SHS, free training college allowance, free nursing training college allowance, and above all, the MPP administration promised Ghanaians that then high utility tariffs will be reduced. Again, the MPP in opposition made a strong case for a reduction in taxes as well as waiver of certain levies that the NDC had imposed at the time. Mr. Speaker, true to the words of the MPP when it assumed office in 2017, efforts were made immediately to introduce the free SHS. And there's no doubt on our minds as a people that the free SHS has really helped the many who otherwise will not have had the opportunity to benefit from secondary education. Mr. Speaker, I use myself as an example how I struggled to complete St. Augustine's. But for the bursary introduced by Dr. Pakwesindo, I wouldn't have completed St. Augustine's College to be here serving the people of Ifutu. And I know there are thousands of Ghanaians who, as a result of poverty, could not benefit from secondary education. So therefore, Mr. Speaker, if today the chorus out there is that government has spent so much. What Mr. President is telling Ghanaians and is telling the cynics is that we have introduced a major social intervention program, which in spite of the challenges we face as a country, we are still implementing successfully. Mr. Speaker, again, utility tariffs, especially electricity, was a major burden on Ghanaians. The NDC at the time had said, because of the high cost of production, it could do nothing about it. In spite of all the calls by Ghanaians for a reduction in electricity tariffs, the then President, John Dramani Mahama, was clear that given the circumstance, he could not reduce tariffs. But the record bear out that today, when the MPP assumed office, steps were taken and major announcements were made from 15 to 30% reduction. Households enjoyed rebates on electricity tariffs. Industry enjoyed rebates. So, Mr. Speaker, this is an honest government which walks the talk, which says and implements, which does not limit itself to campaign sloganeering. Mr. Speaker, let me come to taxes. I would not want to go into specifics to bore you, but I would want to rely on Hansa to say and underscore that all of us were witnesses to the many taxes that we abolished, the many taxes that we reduced when we came into office in 2017, 2018, 2019. As a house, we know what the government did. This is a government that did not undertake a journey to burden Ghanaians. This is a government that undertook a journey to relieve the Ghanaians of the burden that they were enduring under the previous NDC administration. But Mr. Speaker, here we are, COVID struck, Ukraine-Russia war, which we never expected, which is affecting global economic trade, is hitting us as a country. Ghana is not an island. Yet, the very people who had an opportunity for 8 years to transform lives and could not are the same people who are criticizing. And they are the same people who today are claiming that they have the magic wand. I dare challenge them. I dare challenge them that in spite of the crisis we find ourselves, of which the government of President Akufo-Addo has made every effort to keep our lights on. In spite of all the challenges we face, the government has made effort to sustain the free SHS program. What is the alternative? What is the alternative? Yesterday, the president was very honest in admitting that we are in crisis and called on all of us to join him in solving the challenges we face. As a government in waiting, as a major opposition party, have they been able to tell us their policy alternative? Have they been able to tell us what they are going to do to make life better? But Mr. Speaker, the only thing they've been clear and unambiguous on is Article 71. The only thing they seem to be clear is the populist slogan of dealing with Article 71. And even so, Mr. Speaker, they are under the impression that it is only the executive that benefits from Article 71. Mr. Speaker, they have forgotten that Article 71 has to do with the judiciary and other arms of government and not only the executive. And even so, by the imperatives of Article 290, it is not just a mere presidential or executive fiat that will take away Article 71. It requires a referendum which will come at a cost. And this is coming from a government now in opposition that enjoys the bona fides of governance. This is coming from a leader who who has been vice president, member of parliament, president, and did not think about all of this. But today, enjoying the liberties of opposition to make some of these populist statements. The MPP under Akufo-Addo is clear on which destination it is taking this country. The MPP is firm in its beliefs that it believes in the entrepreneurial spirit of the Ghanaian, and that is why, Mr. Speaker, in spite of all these challenges, steps have been taken to put our lights on. Steps have been taken to ensure that in spite of major economies suffering from power outages in Ghana, our businesses and households enjoy regular supply of electricity. South Africa, Mr. Speaker, is seeing doom so. Mighty Nigeria is seeing doom so. But in Ghana today, we are not experiencing doom so. Mr. Speaker, the president was apt and honest by telling us, and quote at paragraph 13 of his speech, Mr. Speaker, I believe that the issue above all that is quite properly dominating the concerns of all Ghanaians is the gravity of the economic situation of our country and how we can quickly stabilize the economy and work our way back to the period of rapid economic growth. Our currency has been buffeted, our inflation rate has been very high, and for the first time in our lives, debt exchanges have become the language of everyday conversation. Mr. Speaker, how else could Nana Akufo-Addo be that honest? He was honest in outlining these issues because these are the concerns of the ordinary Ghanaian, and he acknowledges that these must come to an end and assured us that his government is making every effort to resolve. Mr. Speaker, but again, Mr. President makes another profound statement, which is already before us as a house. And permit me, Mr. Speaker, to quote. In his 2020 State of the Nation address, and Mr. Speaker, for emphasis, this was an address where, Mr. Speaker, the President was outlining his work. He was accounting for his stewardship for the first 3 years after inheriting an economy with high inflation, an economy with doom so. And Mr. Speaker, this is what the President said, and it's for all of us to remember where we were when there was no COVID. This is what Mr. President said. Mr. Speaker, in 3 years, we have reduced inflation to the lowest level, 7.8% in January 2022. Suffice to state that, Mr. Speaker, this point that Mr. President made, comparing to the 2016 inflation, which was at double digits, he was telling us that what the NDC could not do, he came and he transformed the economy, and nobody challenged him on that. Again, he said, for the first time in 40 years, we have had a fiscal deficit below 5% for 3 years in a row. Our colleagues did not challenge that. For the first time in 20 years, the balance of trade has been in surplus for 3 consecutive years. Our current account deficit is shrinking. Interest rates are declining, and the average annual rate of depreciation of the cedi is at its lowest for any first-term government in the Fourth Republic. Mr. Speaker, the President went on to say, our economic growth has rebounded to place Ghana among the fastest growing economies in the world for 3 years in a row, and at an annual average of 7%, up from 3.4% in 2016. And if the NDC members here are paying attention, the annual average of 7%, up from the 3.4% is 2016, the lowest in nearly 3 decades. The international investor community has recognized the development, resulting in Ghana today being the largest recipient of foreign direct investment in West Africa. The sovereign credit rating agencies have upgraded our rating and also improved the outlook for this year, notwithstanding the fact that it is an election year. Mr. Speaker, these are unimpeachable facts. And I did say that no examiner, though honest examiner of this government performance, can put his hands on his chest and say that it was reckless borrowing and misuse of public purse that has created economic problems we see today. The fact remains, COVID-19 and the war in Ukraine, these have decimated even the most advanced and robust economies worldwide, including UK, US, China, and the European Union. Mr. Speaker, every member of parliament here in the minimum follows the international news. Every member of parliament here knows about the state of the global economy. The deputy ranking member on finance, the minority leader, the deputy minority leader, my respected Honorable Eriko Poku, all of these prominent members on the minority bench cannot claim innocence or ignorance or to be unaware of the global economic situation. Honorable Poku Ricketts is someone who follows international economic and trade matters, and he knows that the UK economy is in a very bad state. He knows the economic challenges that EU is facing. The mighty United States of America is in disarray because of the war in Ukraine. Why is it that when it comes to their own country, they are in a state of self-denial? Why do they want to say that Ghana is worse off when we have mighty South Africa with all its resources, yet there is doom so? Why is the NDC not commending the Akufo-Addo government for putting in measures to ensure the lights are on? The lights are on. Mr. Speaker, the hard truth is that the lights are on. The hard truth that in spite of the challenges, Ghanaians go back home at night and they sleep under their fans and air conditions. The fact remains that those major economies, according to Goldman Sachs, Mr. Speaker, the fact remains that these major economies are recording downward trend in economic growth. Yet, our friends would want to create an impression that this government has done nothing. Mr. Speaker, if you come to education, Mr. Speaker, our TVET and all our technical schools were virtually abandoned. Mr. Speaker, today, the records have it that we have witnessed over 400% rise in student enrollment into our TVET from 2015 to 2020. And again, Mr. Speaker, we have had a significant enrollment that has doubled from 25,000 in 2015 to about 100,000 students in 2020. NBTI saw a 300% increase in numbers as well. Mr. Speaker, in terms of infrastructure, 34 facilities have been renovated, and the NBT has recruited over 3,400 personnel. Mr. Speaker, government has introduced a STEM being implemented in 10 areas. Schools are being equipped with laboratories and ICT centers. The E-block facilities that were abandoned, Mr. Speaker, quite a number have been completed. Mr. Speaker, if you come to our fisher folks, under the NDC, they took a facility, the CBB loan, China Development Bank facility. Mr. Speaker, they failed to access that facility. The then Mr. Tepe, the finance minister, came to this house to seek capping of the facility. Mr. Speaker, I am able to say with pride that in the history of the Fourth Republic, it is only the Nana Addo Akufo-Addo government that has implemented the landing beach facility for our fisher folks. More than 10 landing beach projects are ongoing at various landing beach sites. Mr. Speaker, Keta has benefited, Mori has benefited, Senya has benefited, Efutu has benefited, and Mr. Speaker, not only are they constructing the landing beach project, but Mr. Speaker, they are also adding facilities that would make artisanal fishing profitable. Mr. Speaker, almost every week we get many of our colleagues firing questions on roads. And Mr. Speaker, for this meeting alone, we have 155 questions coming from the minority. They want these roads to be fixed, and the roads have been fixed, and there are more to be fixed. You keep filing more questions. Mr. Speaker, how then do you turn around to say that the very questions that you've asked, which you've received answers through implementation of roads, you are saying that these were reckless borrowing? Mr. Speaker, I shall conclude. Mr. Speaker, I shall conclude by saying that clearly this government has lived up to its promise. This government has admitted the crisis that it faces and has not thrown its hands in despair. Mr. Speaker, the President exercised his constitutional mandate and same was characterized by a full presidential honesty regarding the challenges that Ghana faces. Moreover, it provided firm leadership on how the President intends to lead towards recovery from its current economic difficulties. The address instilled hope that Ghana is on a track to achieve a buoyant economy once again. In the light of this, Mr. Speaker, it is only appropriate to express gratitude to the President for his effort in fulfilling his constitutional mandate. It is essential to underscore the significance of the President's message, which demonstrated his commitment to Ghana's progress. Therefore, Mr. Speaker, I encourage my colleagues to approach these debates with all sincerity, so that, Mr. Speaker, at the end of the day, we shall convey through Mr. Speaker our gratitude as required of us by our own rules of the House. Mr. Speaker, having said this, I would want to thank you for the opportunity and, Mr. Speaker, for the purpose of Hansard, table my written submission so that, Mr. Speaker, posterity will read, so that history will read, so that students of political science and students of history and those who are interested in Ghana's democracy will come and read that indeed a time came when, in approaching a matter like this, sincerity was the main approach adopted. Mr. Speaker, I say thank you. Very well.